Hello, hello. It's Heather here, and this is my little talk. Well, it's not going to be little, it's going to be a little bit, probably about an hour on Align with Abundance, the seven subconscious money blocks that are standing in your way. And I'm super excited to talk about this with you because I created this to help women who struggle with their relationship with money and abundance, and help them release the blocks that are holding them back from feeling confident and worthy and deserving of money, so that you can manifest abundance in your life, stop worrying about money, feel empowered in your relationship with money, get out of debt, and thrive in your life. So if you're watching this, you probably know my name already. I'm Heather Esposito, and I'm super excited that you're here. Um, as I said, it is titled Align with Abundance, the seven subconscious blocks that are standing in your way. And I'm going to jump right in because I can't stand wasting time. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves ever. If anybody knows me, it drives me nuts. So if you find yourself thinking things like, why is money always a struggle for me? Or it's just not safe to have money, or I'm not worthy of receiving money, I'm not as good as I should be at managing my money, or if I make a lot of money, no one will like me. As odd as that sounds, I hear that a lot from a lot of women. Another big one is rich people are assholes. And if you think that and you don't want to be an asshole, then you'll do everything you can to not become rich. Another big one is I can't trust my intuition when it comes to money, or the only way that I can make money is by working really hard and being miserable. That's one that I see a lot of, especially for those of us who grew up in the Northeast, or like blue middle class families, like of everything is just like work and grind yourself. That's a big one too. So, what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about hot dogs in the Bahamas, what they have to do with each other, and which is the number one thing that's preventing you from not having abundance in your world. We're going to talk about the number one thing that money and abundance courses fail to address, and why all other courses and books that you read haven't changed anything for you as far as abundance. And then we're going to cover the seven subconscious money blocks that keep you from an abundant life. So it's a lot of stuff. And I know I talk fast, but hopefully you can hang with me. And this is recorded, so you'll be able to watch it again. So in 2012, I had just sold my shares of my business. I'd started the country's first gluten-free, allergen-friendly bakery, and I had more money in my bank than I ever had before, and I was looking for help for it. And every single financial planner that I went to said, if you had 100,000 more, then I'd be able to help you, but I can't help you with under $200,000. So frustrating, and I felt so helpless, and I had no idea what to do with all this money that I had, and I didn't think that I was smart enough to handle it myself. So I decided, well, I need help. And I had gone to a Tony Robbins event, one of his intro events called UPW. And then they talk about all these other events that they have. And one of them is called Wealth Mastery. And I was like, well, yeah, I need to learn how to master my money. So I went to that, paid um, when you do this whole like package thing, is all said and done, $10,000+, right? And I get to the wealth mastery part, and I am not kidding you when I say I cried the entire event, right? And I had a picture, I'll post it up later. But in the picture, it looks like I'm smiling. But if you really look at it, you see that I'm sitting along the wall. And I was sitting along the wall because I wanted to be away from people, because I couldn't handle how terrible I was feeling about myself. And I couldn't pay attention, right? Because it's just telling me all the things of like how to manage money. Where I was like, I don't even think that I am smart enough to do this. So if you don't even think you're smart enough to do it first, the how doesn't make a difference. Right. So they were giving me all the how to's, but I'm not smart enough. I don't deserve it. It's not safe. We're all hanging in there, like hovering over me. And so I couldn't participate in this event at all. And so to say that my relationship at that time with money was rocky at best is an understatement. Anything that had to do with money caused me to tense up and cry. growing up, I was left to my own when it came to with anything to do with money. School loans, I had to figure those out on my own, car shopping, figure those out on my own. So I always felt like I didn't know what to do with it. And I truly felt blocked from ever being able to have a good relationship with money. So I was essentially doing everything I could to get rid of it any way I could. And I was also around a lot of people that had money, but I didn't feel worthy of it. And so instead of like them, were being wise with my money. I was like, that when you have like a dingleberry and you're just trying to shake it off. I know that's a gross analogy, but it's true. It's like, we're just like trying to shake it off. That's how I felt with my money. And the thoughts of like everybody else is doing better than me was also sprinkled in there. So I don't know what to do with my money. Everybody's doing better than me. I don't deserve it. I'm not confident enough. Those are all things that just kept hanging around when it came to my relationship with money. So I went there thinking that if somebody just taught me what to do with money, I'd be okay. But that wasn't the real issue. So flash forward to now. I am someone who, after crying for days at this wealth mastery event, was eventually able to shift from someone who ran away with anything to do with money and abundance to having an abundant life. And I'm not at all going to sit here and say that I'm a multimillionaire with a beach house and a private jet and a personal chef, and that pre-COVID I was flying all over the world, working wherever I wanted, because that's not in alignment for who I want to be. As a minimalist, I live in a studio apartment. I like not having a lot of stuff, right? But what I was able to figure out was how to have an abundant life, and that stuff isn't always equal to abundance. And so what I'm going to share with you is what we need to do to get from feeling lack, feeling undeserving, feeling unworthy, to have a healthy relationship with money and abundance, to having one of feeling abundant, feeling aligned, feeling deserving and worthy of money. It's just, if in case you didn't know my background, I have a master's in counseling. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I am a natural food chef. I co-founded the country's first 100% free, gluten-free, allergen-friendly bakery. I've been on Cupcake Wars, Unique Sweets. I just totally forgot the name of the other show. Foodography is the other one on the cooking channel. I worked as a coach for the Tony Robbins Company for 3.5 years. I'm author of the book, Love Yourself, a 28-day journey to love the skin and life you're in, and a body code practitioner, which is a form of energy medicine that helps people to release trapped traumas and emotions so that they can have the life they want. So I want to go back to the first thing that we're going to talk about. Hot dog buns and Bahamas. The number one thing that's preventing you from not having abundance in your life. Okay? So years ago, I had a friend, well, I'm still friends with her, but her family has an exorbitant amount of money. Millionaires, if not billionaires, but definitely millionaires. And they would go on trips every year. And she was always so gracious and brought me on many of these trips. And one of the trips was to the Bahamas. And when we were in the Bahamas, we were going on an excursion, a scuba diving excursion. And it was this beautiful day. The clouds were just like wisps in the sky. The blue was as blue as can be. The water was as crystal clear it could be. And the temperature of the day was like the kind where you don't even feel the day, like the weather. It's just, you're just one with it, right? It was absolutely beautiful. And we're on the boat and we're going out to the dive site. And I look at my friend's brother and I was like, are you so excited? And this is the first time that he had ever been diving. And I had been scuba diving many times, many places before that. And he was like, no, I've done so many things. Nothing really excites me. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, wow, that's really sad. And at that moment, I flashed back to when I was in high school. And I used to go to this youth group, and we would go on trips, like service trips. And one year, my junior year of high school, we went to Oakland, California. And back in the day, it was a really rough place. And we were working at this like a rescue mission where we would cook dinner for the homeless people, and they would before they had dinner, they would go sit through a church service. So we're in the kitchen cooking dinner, and the guy that was ahead of it, the cook that was ahead of everything, he was formerly homeless. Now he was in charge of the cooking part of this program, and he was like, "Oh crud!" He's like, I just realized that we don't have enough hot dog buns for dinner because we were having hot dogs for dinner." And we're like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, I got to go talk to the director," and so he let us alone in the kitchen, which was at 16 years old, not the smartest thing, but that's a whole different story. Um, so he leaves and he comes back, and within like 5 minutes, and he is all, praise Jesus, hallelujah. He is so excited. We're like, what is going on? And he's like, I went outside, and he's like, and as I got outside, this van pulled up, and it was a van of a bakery, and they were coming to drop off their leftovers for the day, and they had the exact amount of leftovers that we needed. And he was so excited about hot dog buns. And when I was on that boat in the Bahamas, I realized, oh my gosh, here's a man who has every resource available to him. He millions of dollars, has been all over the world, had experiences that anybody would just absolutely love to have. And he's miserable. And then here's this man who's formerly homeless, working his butt off, running this kitchen, and is so excited because he got hot dog buns, the right amount of hot dog buns. Right? And it made me realize in that moment that abundance is not something that's outside of you. Right? You can have everything, every single thing that you desire outside of you, right? And still not feel abundant. Right? Abundance is internal. So the number one thing that's preventing you from not having abundance in your world is focusing on not having abundance. When you begin to see life as though abundance is everywhere, even in like the silliest thing is hot dog buns, you live in those emotions of abundance. There's a quote by Wayne Dyer in a post up here. He says, abundance isn't something that's outside of you. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. He says, no, there we go. Abundance is not something we acquire. It's something we tune into. Right? Abundance isn't like, oh, if I get this and I get this and I get this, then I have abundance. Right? Abundance is there already. We just have to tune into it. This one other quote that I love is by Lao Tzu, and I'm putting these up as I go, so bear with me. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the world belongs to you. So first thing is that abundance is internal. It has nothing to do with the things outside of you. Yes, it's totally nice to have all those things. And they come when internally you're in that abundant state. So the second thing that we're talking about is the number one thing that money and abundance courses fail to address, and why all the courses and books that you've read haven't changed anything for you. Every course that I've ever taken, and every course except for one that I'm enrolled in right now on abundance, books on stuff, all address the conscious mind, right? Which is your thinking brain, which is 5% of who you are. Right? They talk about all the hows to manage money, create a budget, pay off this debt first, right? Get extra jobs, right? But they don't talk about who you need to be to have a healthy relationship with money. Right? So we have to take a step back and look at what we are. Right? There's a saying by Nikola Tesla that says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and abundance and vibration. Okay. So we are pure energy. Okay. Our bodies have emotions that have an energetic vibration to them. So if we're in energetic states of unworthiness, undeserving, fear around money and abundance, then we're going to experience that. Okay. Our subconscious, okay, that's the other 95% of who we are. He holds all of our emotional traumas and our family stories around money that are keeping us in this like struggle hamster wheel, right? You know, that familiar, like, oh, I'm always struggling. Why am I always struggling? Right? That's all the subconscious stuff. And if we don't make that subconscious conscious, we're just going to continue doing it over and over and over again. And we're just going to be like, well, that's just fate. That's just how my life is supposed to be. Right? But it's not true at all. In order to shift your relationship with money and abundance, you need to shift your energy. Okay? It doesn't matter how many books you read or courses you take. If your subconscious is fearful of money, it will repel it. And in order to shift your energy, you need to release the trapped emotions and energetic frequencies that are keeping you stuck. This is what the body code does. It's a form of energy medicine that identifies and releases trapped emotions and trauma so your energetic highways can be free so that you can align with abundance rather than aligning with scarcity. Okay. So we have first is understanding and being in the mindset and attitude of abundance. Okay, that's the noticing that abundance is something that happens in here first, not out there. The second thing is releasing all the things that are making it hard for the mindset to be in the mindset of abundance. And then the third is the 7 subconscious money blocks that keep you from an abundant life. So as I just mentioned, when we look only at our conscious mind, we miss where the good stuff is happening in our subconscious. Okay? So our body has seven energies of I can't talk. Our body has 7 centers of energy that run in our bodies. Now, some people may have heard the term chakras. And I don't know about you, but the first time I heard that term, and I was brought up in a conservative Christian home. So when somebody talked about chakras, it was like, oh, that's like woo-woo bad stuff. But what I have come to learn is that it's actually science. Okay? It's not just woo-woo, because we have these 7 different centers of energy starting down in our pelvis and going all the way up to the top of our head, right? That are swirling discs of energy that spin in a column, right? From the crown to the tailbone, down the area of the spine, and they connect to the central nervous system. Each have their own individual glands, unique hormones and chemistry and energetic frequency. So it's like we have these little mini brains going throughout our body. And each of them has a frequency that we perceive as one of the 7 colors of the rainbow. And so when we have sludge, like trapped emotions and trauma, and that don't permit those energy centers to vibrate at their pure frequency, that prevents us from experiencing abundance. So these energy centers store old stories, childhood trauma, and early patterns in our body. So when we talk about our subconscious, we have all this stuff going on that's stored inside of our bodies. And if we don't release that and get that out, we're going to keep running the same story over and over and over again. And so balancing those energy centers allows you to be here now, fully present, no matter what life is serving up. And that's what it feels like to be living in abundance. When we can do that, when we can have clarity in our life, when we can have peace, right, that is an abundance that no one can ever take from you. And it allows those things from the outside world, because our outside world always reflects our inside world. So if we have that abundance, that peace, that calmness in our inside world, it's going to, like, our outside world will match up. Maybe not right away. It doesn't right away. It takes time in the physical world, but the outer world does always match up to what's going on internally. So we have our first energy center. And I'm going to start from the base all the way to the top. And our first energy center, let me just put this up here, is what we call our root chakra. And this is all about our safety and abundance. So if you hear the statement, it's safe to align with abundance, and that feels so false for you, your root chakra may be unbalanced. So the root chakra is connected to our feelings of safety and survival. And when it's out of balance, you lack confidence around your ability to earn money, to earn it consistently, and enjoy yourself while you're enjoy yourself while you're enjoying it, which may sound funny, but sometimes people will get abundance. Like I mentioned, my friend's brother earlier, have all this abundance, but couldn't enjoy it at all, right? So when your root is out of balance, struggle and scarcity are more familiar and more comfortable to you than abundance and feeling safe. Okay? So if you ever know anybody who is like, I don't want that money. Like if I have money, people don't like me. That is a sign that their root chakra is out of balance. Okay? So what we want to do is to release the energetic blocks that have you feeling unsafe in experiencing abundance, even though the odd thing is you need abundance for safety, right? We want to release the things that are believing that you're going to run out of money and be destitute, and release the things that are feeling like the only way you can create money is by struggling. Okay, so that's our root chakra. That's our first energy center. Okay. So our second one is our sacral, and the sacral is all about abundance, worthiness, desire, pleasure, and creativity. So if you take a deep breath in and listen as I say this next statement, notice how it feels when you hear it and when you say it back to yourself. I'm worthy of receiving abundance. I experience pleasure in receiving abundance. How's that feel when you think of those? If it feels natural and safe, right, then your second energy center, your sacral chakra, right, could be in a really good place. But if you wince at like, oh, I'm not really worthy of receiving abundance, or I don't experience pleasure, I feel guilty if I receive abundance, right, then your sacral chakra might need a little work. The sacral relates to our desires, our pleasures, our creativity, our belief that we're worthy of receiving abundance. And when it's out of alignment, you may experience conflict when it comes to money, a lack of confidence in your ability to create and save money, or you may save money at all costs. Like you just hoard it all without allowing yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The words abundance and pleasure don't exist in the same sentence for you. So what we want to do is work on releasing the energetic blocks that have you not experiencing pleasure in receiving abundance, worried about not being responsible with your money, and the blocks that have you thinking that you aren't good enough at saving money and enjoying your life. So, and feel free if you have any questions, if you're watching this live, to put it in the comments, and I will be checking those and making sure to answer them. And if you're not watching it live and you have some questions, feel free to write it in the comments, or if you're watching this via YouTube, you can shoot me an email at, throw this up there, at heatherespo@gmail.com. And I would love to help you with that. So we have our root, which is about safety. We have our sacral, which is about your worthiness, your desire, your pleasure, and your creativity. And then we have our solar plexus. And when we start off, the root is in your pelvis area. The sacral is 2 fingers below your belly button, 2 finger widths below your belly button. And then your sacral is like right under your chest bone area. And that your solar plexus is all about your personal power and your ability to experience abundance. And you feel the statement as I say it, and just repeat it after me. You don't have to say it out loud, just say it to yourself. I'm good at managing money. How's that feel when you say that? I know for me, like I told the story at the beginning of this, that when I was at that wealth mastery thing, and even before that, when I got all this money from selling my bakery, and I was like, I don't know what to do with it, right? To say that I'm good at managing money was such a load of BS. The sacral, or the solar plexus is all about your personal power, right? Your ability to create your desires. If you feel like you're constantly struggling and you cannot create the life that you want, right, your solar plexus is probably out of alignment. You also may be able to tell that it's out of alignment if you lack the momentum to move forward in creating your desires, and you're unable to take action to bring your dreams into reality. So what this looks like is if you're like, I wanted to start this business, but something is holding me back, or, I want to have this amount of money in my savings account and I just can't seem to do it, right? Those are things that, like, not being able to move forward is a big indicator that your solar plexus is off. Okay? So with the solar plexus, we want to release the energetic blocks that have you believing that you aren't as good as you think you should be at managing money, have you feeling stuck and not knowing what to do next, and believing that you can't do this on your own. Okay. So we have our first three energy centers: our root, which is safety; our sacral, which is our abundance and deservedness and worthy and pleasure; and then our solar, which is solar plexus, which is all about our personal power. And then we're going to move up into our heart. Okay? And those first three energy centers tend to be more of, when you look at them, they're connected to our physical body, right? Our root is all about sexual pleasure, our sacral is all about digestion, and our solar plexus is all about energy. Right, those three things. So it's our sexual glands, our digestive glands, our adrenals are the first three, right? But then we go up into our heart. And nothing's wanting to work on here. Sorry, my thing's not working right. Okay, so our heart is all about our love, compassion, and acceptance with yourself, and acceptance of abundance. So, okay, again, take a deep breath in and listen to the statement, and then repeat it back to yourself and notice how it feels. I love to give and I love to receive. Notice how that feels for you. Does it feel like, oh crap, I don't at all? Or does it feel like, oh yes, I absolutely love to give, I absolutely love to receive? Right? For most people, we love to give, but receiving is so challenging for us. And so our heart, right, when our heart is in balance, right, it allows us to receive all the abundance that's already there for us. Right? When it's out of balance, it shows up as not making as much money as you know you'd like to be making, and also not feeling like you're worthy of making it. If you don't feel like you're worthy, you're constantly going to be undercharging. You're constantly going to take, peanuts for pay, and you're constantly going to be in fear that if you do make money, that you're going to be judged. Right? So with the heart, we want to release the energetic blocks that have you believing that you are really good at giving money, but not so good at receiving it. And we also want to we release the blocks that have you rejecting money for fear of being rejected by your friends and family, right? Because, oh, if I have money, then my family's not going to like me, because everybody in my family struggles. And if I don't struggle, then they're not going to like me, or they're going to think I think that I'm better than them, or they're going to try to take all my money. Okay? All of those things are a sign that your heart is out of balance. Then our fifth energy center is our throat. Okay? Our throat is all about your confidence in your ability to take care of abundance. So as I mentioned before, that was a big one for me. I didn't think that I was able to take care of it. And so this statement, and I'll say this, and again, notice how this feels when you hear this: I'm good at protecting and investing my money for my future. How does that feel when you say that? Do you believe it? Do you think it's a load of crap? You're like, oh, I just want to put my head in the sand and not pay attention to it. Right? If it's feeling really icky to you and like, oh, just not in alignment, right, your throat chakra may be off. Right? When it's out of abundance, you lack confidence around your ability to grow and protect your money while enjoying it. Right? So we want to release the energetic blocks so that have you thinking you're not good at investing your money, you're worried about trusting yourself and others when it comes to your money. And we want to get you in a place where you can say, I'm good at protecting and investing my money for the future. So that's our fifth energy center. And our sixth, the sixth block that we have is our what's called the third eye. And this is, I mean, with heart we understand, throat we understand, but as far as the glands, the third eye is your pineal gland, right? Which is like in the center of your head, back here. And when that is balanced, when you hear the statement, I'm good at manifesting what I want for myself and my family, okay, that feels good. But again, notice how you feel when I say it. I'm good at manifesting what I want for myself and my family. Okay. If it feels aligned, great. If it doesn't, you may have some blocks that are keeping you from being able to be connected to your highest version of yourself, to your intuition, to be able to see things as they truly are versus through a skewed filter, and be able to see options and opportunities. Okay. When this energy center is unbalanced, okay, you have blocks that tell you, I'm not enough and I can't trust my own intuition. That is just not the way that we want to live our lives at all, right? So then we have our seventh. This is our last one. Let me post this up here. Our last one is what we call our crown chakra. Right? And the crown is all about releasing judgment and comparison and aligning with abundance. Okay? So I want you to say the statement, I am abundant. How's that feel? Are you internally saying, nope, I totally am not abundant? Right? Or are you like, yeah, I absolutely am? Right? This one is connected to the crown, the top of your head, top of your pineal gland, and it's all about feeling connected to every single thing. When we feel disconnected from ourselves, from the universe, we live in emotions of scarcity, and we compare ourselves to others, and we judge ourselves for where we are instead of celebrating ourselves and all of the amazingness that's around us. When we think about abundance, you can have, like I said, the story that the person, my friend's brother at the beginning, all of the stuff in the world, but be in such a place of scarcity because internally you're disconnected from yourself. We have to, in order to feel abundance, we have to get connected back to ourselves. Okay? And our seventh energy center, right, is all about feeling connected to everything, to ourselves, to source, to, like, I'm looking out the window and I see trees, like knowing that everything is all connected, right? That's when we can experience such a high level of abundance that, like, our minds are like, you wake up every day and you're like, oh my gosh, like I just can't help but see all the abundance around me. And when you see all the abundance around you, you just keep experiencing more and more and more abundance. And it's really freaking cool. So with the seventh energy center, with the crown, we are going to release energy blocks, or we want to release energy blocks that have you feeling like you can't have all that you want in life and business, and have you feeling separated from what you most want. Right? So I just want to do a quick recap. Right? We talked about hot dog buns in the Bahamas, and the number one thing that's preventing you from not having abundance in your world is focusing on not having abundance. Right? The more you focus on all the lack that's in your world, the more you receive lack. Right? But when you begin to see life as though abundance is everywhere, even in hot dog buns, you live in the emotions that you desire, and more just keep coming to you. We talked about the number one thing that money courses, abundance and money courses, fail to address, which is your subconscious. If you're just talking about saying affirmations or mantras, and doing all these how-to things with money and abundance, but we don't address who you believe that you are when it comes to money, and who your deservingness, your worthiness, right, your worth of having money. If they don't address those things, they're never going to create change in you. Right? And then we talked about the 7 subconscious money blocks that keep you from having an abundant life. Your root, which is safety and abundance. Your sacral, which is abundance, your worthiness, your desire, your pleasure and creativity. Your solar plexus, which is personal power and your ability to experience abundance. Your heart, which is all about love, compassion, and acceptance. with yourself and with abundance. We talked about your throat and how that's confidence in your ability to take care of abundance. Your third eye, which is having the ability to have vision beyond what you currently see. And then your crown, which is all about releasing judgments and comparison and aligning with abundance. Okay. So there's amazing things that happen when you release these money blocks. And I can say for myself, when I, started to do the work, I went from living in a life of being fearful, like, oh my gosh, where's money going to come from, to a place of, oh my gosh, like I can create anything I want. I have the ability and power to create and bring abundance into my life whenever I want it. I no longer needed to trust everything outside. I can trust me. Right? I had a client, Nancy, who, when we worked on this stuff, she sent me a text and she was like, I just got a $50,000 pay raise. And she said, I negotiated, which I never would have done in the past. And I got what I wanted. And she's like, that was really big for me. I'm going to post that up there just because I love seeing this, right? It's so huge. Now, I'm not saying that, you do this work and you're going to get a $50,000 pay raise. Okay? But you never know. Right? Had another client that used to worry about money all the time. And she owned a business that was extremely, extremely popular bakery in her area. They do wedding cakes. Right? And we did work on this. And she's like, since we started working on abundance, I don't worry about money like I used to. How priceless is that, to not worry about finances? How much would you love to not be able to worry about finances? It's not to say that you don't, that you just all of a sudden like sit on your butt and stop doing anything, right? But it's like being in a place where you're like, okay, I know what to do and I can go and do it, right? Another one I love, I shared this in email this morning, as is Joelle, who said she closed 25,000. She's a realtor. She closed 25,000 in the month of June. She said that was my biggest month until September, where I'll close 33,000. So that was last month. And she said, I'm having my best year ever. And that's this year in 2020. Right? In the time of all this craziness, pandemic that we have going on, right? People are still experiencing this. So the question is, what do you want to do? So every conversation I have with women always begins with, I feel like there's this invisible wall that I keep running into. And it's not until we make that invisible wall visible that their relationship with abundance and money changes. But we can also be so comfortable in being stuck and being in struggle and being in scarcity, not because you like it, but because you're familiar with it, right? We will do everything we can to stay in alignment with who we believe ourselves to be. And if we believe that we're always going to be struggling, right, then you're always going to struggle. If you believe that, my family's always going to be poor, then that's what you're going to keep creating in your life, right? And so we stick with the struggle, we stick with the scarcity, we stick with the frustration, right? Only because it's familiar. And when we take the time to address all of those trapped emotions and trauma that are beneath the surface that are creating that familiar energetic vibration, right? And then you're going to open up space, right? Because that vibration of struggle, scarcity, lack is no longer there, and you have space for abundance to come in. As I mentioned already, there's a quote, and it's by Carl Jung. This says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. I'm going to put that one up there just for those of us who are visual learners like myself. And, you just think about that, right? What are the patterns that you've been running in your life around money and abundance, right? That you're like, well, this is just the way that it is, So if you really want to be able to start making shifts and changes and stop worrying about money, stop struggling with debt, to thrive in your life, to manifest abundance, to feel empowered in your relationship with money, then what what I have, and I'm super, super excited about this, because it's like, they talk about create the thing that you always wanted or wish that you had. And what I did, I thought about that and I was like, what, when I was really struggling in my relationship with money, what was it that I wished was there for me? And I realized it was something to help me with the conscious level part, because we do need that. We do need the how to's, but really it was like something to help with the subconscious. Okay, I needed something to get rid of all of those blocks that were keeping me in the place of scarcity and lacking. Right. And that's the work that I did to get here. And so I created Align with Abundance. Okay. And this is an 18-week course. It's 4.5 months of conscious and subconscious work on your relationship with abundance. So each week you're going to have interactive live classes that will open your conscious mind up to align with abundance, and this is the part that I'm really excited about, weekly group energy clearing to release the subconscious energy blocks that are preventing you from experiencing the abundance that you desire. It's like I said, I can give you all the here's how to make money, right? But if you don't believe that you are somebody who's deserving and worthy of it, we're never going to get anywhere. And so what we have to do is address those subconscious blocks. And what's fantastic and I love about doing it in a group form is that there is power when you get a group together and you have a same goal. I hate the word goal, but like same goal that you're working towards, right? Same vision that you're working towards, right? You're going to get further and faster. And when we do energy work, in a group, right, what we're doing is we're amplifying, right, everything that needs to be released to get it released. And so the group energy healing is going to be amazing, because we're going to work on each of those different energy centers, right? And to help you release all the stuff that's keeping you stuck. So there'll be 9 different modules. Okay. So module 1, again, I'm going to put this up here. Module 1 is all about your conscious mind. We're going to talk about the biggest shifts that you need to have the life that you desire. This is a lot of things that this is one thing that most people don't talk about in coaching, right? And this is something that I share with all my clients to help them get really clear about what it is that they're desiring. And we're going to get really clear on where it is that you want to go and what's blocking you from abundance, right? So that's the first module. And the way that it's going to work is week 1 is conscious level work plus energy clearing. Right. So we'll talk through stuff, work through stuff, and it's going to bring up subconscious stuff, right, that you're going to work through over the week. And then the second week, then the next call will be like Q&A and sharing and more energy work. So you're going to have 18 weeks of energy clearing around abundance, which is freaking huge. It's a lot of energy work, right, to get you clear to where you want to be. So again, each week, each module will have 2 live classes. And the first will be exercises, the courses, the classes to help with the conscious mind along with subconscious work. And then the second class will be on Q&A, integration, all that fun stuff. Okay. So the second module, we are going to focus on our root chakra and our safety in abundance. Okay. Then our third module, sorry, I lost track of where I was. Our third module is going to be on our sacral chakra. Okay. We're going to work on your abundance, your relationship with your worthiness, your desire, your pleasure, and creativity when it comes to abundance. Wouldn't that be really fun to feel very fun and playful and open to receiving abundance? I would love that for you. So module 4 is all about your solar plexus, your personal power, your ability to experience abundance. Okay. We're going to release those things that are holding you back from feeling like you have no power when it comes to abundance. And then module 5, we're going to work on your heart. It's all about your love, compassion, your acceptance with yourself and with abundance. So we're going to work on releasing all the things that are stopping you from connecting with yourself and connecting with abundance, right? So that you can be in a place of just a pure love and joy. And in that place, oh my gosh, I mean, that's where the juice is. I mean, all of these, energy centers are so great, but man, excuse me, when you get that heart aligned, it's beautiful. So our sixth module is all about your throat chakra, your confidence in your ability to take care of abundance. How nice would it be for you to be able to say, I love my money loves me, and I'm really great at taking care of my money. Wouldn't that be great to say? Right? And then we're going to work on your third eye, right? Your sixth energy center, which is the third eye, and your ability to have vision beyond what you currently see, right? So we talked about how when our third eye is off, that we are not able to have that vision for manifesting and taking care of and listening to your own intuition when it comes to money. So we're going to work on giving you the ability to see like beyond what you currently see and to be able to plan and take care of your money. And then module 8 is all about working on your crown center, releasing judgment and comparison and aligning with abundance, because who doesn't want to align with abundance, right? I know that everybody wants to. Sometimes we just want to get there without doing the work. Okay? And then, whoops, let me see. And put this up there. I just put clicked on the wrong one. Okay, so module 8 is releasing judgment and comparison, aligning with abundance. And then module 9 is all about your abundance party, right? So we've covered the 7 different energy centers, and then we're going to celebrate our new relationship with abundance. Release anything else that needs to be released, check in, see what needs to be cleared out, right? And really just celebrate being in that place of abundance, right? But then we're going to have some bonuses. This stuff I'm super excited about because we talked about how everything is energy, and Nikola Tesla's statement about if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you need to think about energy, frequency, and abundance. We're going to learn the frequencies of abundance because everything has an energetic frequency to it. Those energetic frequencies are numbers, right? So we're going to learn what the frequencies of abundance are. And also, I have a little device, as wackadoo as it sounds, I have a little device that I'm falling in love with that sends energetic frequencies out. And we'll use that also to send frequencies so that your body gets more and more aligned with those frequencies of abundance. You'll also get a 4, let me put this up there, you'll get 4 monthly individual one-on-one energy clearing. So you get the 18 any group energy clearings, plus 4 of your own personal individual energy clearing sessions. This is where you get one-on-one attention, right? And if you're just like, I want to go even deeper, right? You get each of these 1 a month, right? And then also a private Facebook group where you can ask questions, celebrate wins, and just connect, with other people who are on this journey. And oops, sorry, I really should put these things in beforehand. Okay, so I'm not going to put that last one up. Everybody knows Facebook. Everybody's been in groups before and they know that. So I just wanted to talk about, again, why group energy healing. So just as when you're in a concert or a group meditation and people begin to entrain with one another or get in sync with one another, when we're working in a group towards abundance, we're going to harness the power of that group for a higher level of change. Just like when you're working with somebody, or with a group, as far as a workout is concerned, or changing your eating habits. Anytime you're in a group, it's always going to take you further faster. So that's why we're doing it in a group, right? So this is for you if you're ready to work on your relationship with money, and you're committed to releasing what's holding you back and not staying in victim mode. If you're open to energy work in the body code, if you're like, I'm so tired of all this conscious stuff, I like, none of it's worked and I need something deeper, and you're open to doing the energy work and having the energy work, not you doing it, but having it done on you, then this is for you. And if you're willing to let go of the stories and beliefs and emotions that are holding you back. Okay? So because of the nature of this work, I'm keeping the group to 10 people, and I want to make sure that it's 10 of the right people. And so if this is sounding interesting to you, I'm going to put a link, a couple of links in the comments below. And there's going to be a link to take a quiz on how your relationship and abundance, are you aligned with abundance? And then also to the page that'll take you directly to the information about the course. And also I'll post a link to my calendar if you want to make schedule a call with me. And so you can talk and see if this is right for you. For me, it's all about having the right people, and the people who are ready to do the work and have some fun and to release stuff. So hopefully you got some value out of this and are clear about, what are the things that, the number one thing that's really holding you back from abundance, which is, I talked about hot dogs and hot dogs in the Bahamas, right? The thing that's holding you back is focusing on scarcity versus focusing on abundance. Right? But then also the other big thing that's holding you back is not addressing the subconscious blocks, right? Only looking at things from a conscious level. Okay? That we're never going to get that far. It's only 5% of who we are. And then the seven subconscious money blocks that are keeping you from an abundant life, which are each of the different energy centers. So if you have questions, please put them below. Again, if you're watching this on replay or watching this on YouTube, then you can shoot me a message at heatherespo@gmail.com, and I'd love to answer them. This course starts on October 25th. That's my wrong calendar. I looked up on September calendar, October 25th, which is two Sundays from now. So I'd love to have you. It's going to be so much fun. So let me know if you have any questions. Put them in the comments below or shoot me an email, and I will see you later. Have a great day.